G'day, it's Thursday. How do I want to start this? Round three, Giants on Saturday. It's quiet. Literally quiet, but symbolically quiet too. Internally quiet, externally quiet. Yeah, it's a strange one, a really strange one for our football club at the moment. I don't know whether it's because we've played two Thursday night games and those games in the wash-up get lost pretty quickly. There's a small window of analysis. And the rest of the round, it's just swamped and there's bigger issues and other teams with more hype and other teams who went into the season with big expectations and, haven't met those expectations. There's been some other issues that have caused a fair bit of talk in the mainstream media, but I can't remember the last time for our football club it's been this quiet and very little noise. And I must admit, I fucking like it. I don't search for it anymore anyway. But I do engage in mainstream media, in football talk. But we are not the big ticket item. Well, we aren't at the moment. And I'm trying to get a read on that. I really am. I'm trying to get a read on it. I feel one of the things is we're meeting expectations. There's no doubt about that. I think there was a little bit of noise around our scrap against the Tigers in round one, and it was an ugly game, and we weren't able to get the job done in another close game after leading. There was a little bit around that, but we certainly put that to bed against the Cats, and we met expectations in regards to being able to close out a really close game. So that virtually just cancelled that out. But at the same time, it wasn't pretty. So both performances, although meeting expectations, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't blowing teams out of the park or playing exquisite type attractive football. In parts there were, particularly against the Cats. But it wasn't like, wow, have a fucking look at Carlton. They've exploded out of the box. Whereas this time last year was a little bit different. There was a lot of newness about it, new coach. And I suppose we surprised a little bit last year. So there was a lot of hype. But now, I don't know. I feel like it's not that we're boring, but I just feel like the media at the moment are leaving us alone because, one, we're meeting expectations. And two, there's almost this wait and see with us. Wait and see. Okay, week to week proposition. And there is no doubt if we continue to perform well, and, for example, we blow the Giants out of the park or we win the next three, the talk will come. It will come, and the excitement levels will grow. Not necessarily with us, the fans. I mean, it will grow. Of course it will. We'll start to see it. But I don't know whether this group right now needs to hear it. It needs to hear it. And I think they'll shut it out anyway, but it's sometimes impossible to shut it out. And, yeah, I don't think this club of ours needs it. And we're such a big club that it's always there, but it's just not there at the moment. So we're just in that mode of wait and see. And I like it. I like it. And I'm not seeking, I don't want fucking affirmation about our club. You know, I don't need to hear it, how wonderful we are or how well we're doing. I don't know. I just purely want us to go into each game with a really strong attitude and a competitiveness, a willingness to work really fucking hard. And I've seen that. I've seen that in the first two games. I've seen it. You know, there's been at times lapses in concentration, but every side experiences lapse in concentration. I've seen areas that we definitely need to work on. I still see some deficiencies in certain parts of the ground, but I think every club, you know, we're no different, okay, will experience those as well. Um, the expectation is to play finals. It's to play finals football and to win a premiership with this group. That's the expectations. And right here, right now, we're winning. We've won a game and we're drawn a game against quality opposition. So we're meeting expectations, but we haven't done it in such a way to get too carried away with it. And that's, for me, that's perfect. That's perfect. From a mindset point of view, I think it won't allow this group to get ahead of themselves. And I hope, and I kind of like the way Voss and the messaging around being humble. I don't know whether that's the right way to go, but it feels like for this group, it is. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. There's fucking lots of work to do. Respect your opposition. Respect them. Respect the position we are in. That still, it is a work in progress and there's such a long way to go. And this week against the Giants on Saturday poses another challenge. And we get to see our boys in action again and a few more questions will be answered for us. Can we travel interstate against a team that we should be beating, a team that we are further advanced in, but also a team that can challenge us in the way they play? They are playing a more attacking brand of football with a lot more speed in regards to ball movement. They are relatively quick by foot. So that in itself, and although they aren't further advanced as us, they are things that will challenge any football team. Now, that mightn't happen for 4 quarters, but if the Giants are able to do that consistently, they will challenge us. They will challenge us. But if we come with the right mindset, there is absolutely no reason why we don't walk away from Giants Stadium on Saturday with 4 points. And I don't necessarily care about the margin and how we do it. We just need to win. And we take a team over there. It looks like it will be reasonably settled in regards from last week. Teams is not out yet. Does George Hewitt come back in, who will definitely strengthen us? Do we go in with 2 rucks again? I think we may. There's no proofs for the Giants at the moment. They're virtually going in with just the one big ruck, who's no superstar. So do we get a slight advantage there? And I feel this is a good opportunity for our midfield to really click. And I know we're still down with Sam Walsh and Hewitt might come back, but I feel like if we look at each line from the first 3 weeks, maybe not the Richmond game, but I feel like our midfield is the area that can go to another level. If we look back at this time last year, it was our midfield, really. It was our midfield that was controlling. It was controlling our football club. and the way we played. I feel like we're really starting to see a really strong and reliable defence. Against Geelong on last Thursday, I feel like that is the benchmark for our forwards. That is the benchmark. Big forwards who compete, bring the ball to ground, and our smalls get to work. I really do, and I think the only thing we're probably still missing in our front half is that third tall. Whether that's a medium-sized forward who can take it in the air and kick goals from ground level. I feel like that's probably the only missing piece of the puzzle still. Whether that's Jack, the two Jacks, whether that's Jack Silvani or Jack Martin, we're just going to have to wait and see. But I like this challenge against the Giants. I really do. I like it. They're young. It's on their home ground. They've had a reasonable start to the season. They had a great win against the Crows in round one, where they came from behind in we're talking some of the most difficult conditions. So whether that still plays a part in their conditioning, I'm not quite sure. Who knows? But they had to then go to the West against the Eagles, who haven't been travelling well. And they weren't able to get the job done against the West Coast Eagles. They weren't disgraced over there. And they've got to come home against us, who we've got some confidence about us. But it will be a challenge. And the challenge is they have a new coach with a new system and a new mindset themselves. So they do pose a significant danger to us. I think defensively, they are probably a little bit down. Sam Taylor is a gun key defender. Nick Haynes has been an elite third tall intercept defender, but he's not a brute. So they are a little bit light down there for bigs, but they've got some run. Ash, Cumming, Buckley, Iden, they're medium-sized, tallish sort of defenders who can play tall and small, but provide a lot of rebound and get Whitfield back, Kelly into the midfield. They've got some young wingers, Callahan and Weir, who show a little bit as well. And we just know, and he's a hard man to stop. And I'm not actually expecting us to stop Toby Green. He's just too good of a player to even try and stop. So my expectations around Toby Green is he'll still have an impact on this game. But it's the others that we don't want to see pop up. We don't want to see a Harry Himmelberg pop up. We don't want to see a Brent Daniels pop up. We don't want to see a fucking Daniel Lloyd pop up. We don't want to see a Jesse Hogan pop up and kick 4 or 5 goals. We do not want to see it. I'm confident, really confident, that we will go across there and get the job done. It's as simple as that. I am. I couldn't be more confident, to be perfectly honest. But let's talk about the noise. The noise will come. It will come. It may come as early as Sunday, okay, if we don't get the job done against the Giants. I don't feel like the hype will come, though, if we beat this mob. Okay? Speak soon.